इन दिस वीडियो हम लोग पार्ट 2 देखेंगे। जनरल स्टडीज पार्ट 2 देखेंगे। बिहार एसएससी इंटर लेवल प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर 5 फरवरी 2017 का। क्या बोल रहा है क्वेश्चन? एक मिनट। हाँ, अमर्त्य सेन वाज अवॉर्डेड नोबेल प्राइज फॉर इकोनॉमिक्स। Amartya Sen was awarded the Nobel Prize in the year 1998 for his contribution to welfare economics. Amartya Sen, the eminent Indian economist and philosopher from Dhaka, was born in Bengali family in 1933. It was the great Ravindranath Tagore who gave him the name Omoto, which means immortal. Amartya Sen released T.M. Krishna's book A Southern Music in Chennai. Amartya Sen also worked with the United Nations Development Programme to develop the Human Development Index. Clear है? Amartya Sen was awarded Nobel Prize for Economics in the year 1998. Clear है? Next. Apart from Bihar, Chhau is also a folk dance of West Bengal. Chhau dance in three distinct styles is practiced in the Beli, a contiguous tribe of Odisha, Mayurbhanj, Bihar, Seraikela and West Bengal, Purulia. ठीक है, ये थ्री फॉर्म है जो कि छौ का है। क्या है? उड़ीसा का मयूरभंज, बिहार का सरायकेला, वेस्ट बंगाल का पुरुलिया। डांस फॉर्म्स एंड देयर स्टेट्स। भारतनाट्यम तमिलनाडु का है, कथक उत्तर प्रदेश का है, कथकली केरला का है, कुचिपुड़ी आंध्र प्रदेश का है, ओडिसी उड़ीसा का है, सत्रिया असम का है, मणिपुरी मणिपुर का है, मोहिनीअट्टम केरला का है। मोहिनीअट्टम एंड कथकली ये दो केरला का है। नेक्स्ट, बिस्मिल्ला खान was famous for playing this instrument. बिस्मिल्ला खान सहनाई से रिलेटेड है, वो सहनाई बजाया करते थे। बिस्मिल्ला खान ओरिजिनल नेम कमारुद्दीन खान। बिस्मिल्ला खान का ओरिजिनल नेम है कमारुद्दीन खान इज एन इंडियन म्यूजिशियन who played the sehnai. Sehnai is a musical instrument that is similar to the oboe common in India, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Bismillah Khan was felicitated with several awards including पद्म श्री। बिस्मिल्ला खान को पद्म श्री कब मिला? 1961 में। बिस्मिल्ला खान को पद्म भूषण कब मिला? 1968 में। बिस्मिल्ला खान को पद्म विभूषण कब मिला? 1980 में। बिस्मिल्ला खान को भारत रत्न कब मिला? 2001 में मिला। नेक्स्ट, दिस सिंगिंग स्टाइल originated in the court of नवाब वाजिद अली शाह। थुमरी, थुमरी जो है सिंगिंग स्टाइल, थुमरी जो है वो कोर्ट ऑफ नवाब वाजिद अली शाह के कोर्ट में ओरिजिन हुआ था उनका उसका। थुमरी, थुमरी इज ए सिंगिंग स्टाइल ऑफ इंडियन क्लासिकल म्यूजिक। Its origin, Thumri ka origin, is believed to be from the court of Nawab Wajid Ali Shah of Lucknow. The famous Thumri singer of Banaras is Pandit Chanu Lal Misra. पंडित चानूलाल मिश्रा थुमरी सिंगर है, पंडित चानूलाल मिश्रा। नेक्स्ट, कव्वाली। Qawwali emerged as a stream of devotional music within the Sufism and Sufi tradition in the Indian subcontinent. Qawwali's history is more than 700 years old. Qawwali is a popular form of music in many other countries, including India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Qawwali's international character came to the fore with the singing of Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan and others. Ghazal. Ghazal is a famous poetic form of Arabic literature. Ghazal later became extremely popular in Persian, Urdu, Nepali and Hindi literature as well. In the field of music, A different style was created for singing this genre by mixing Iranian and Indian music. Dadra. Dadra is associated with Hindustani classical music. Next. Who founded the Swaraj Party? Motilal Nehru. Motilal Nehru founded the Swaraj Party. On January 1st, 1923, C.R. Das, Chitranjan Das formed the Swaraj Party with Motilal Nehru and became its leader in Bengal Legislative Assembly. Swaraj Party demanded the making of the constitution for India. The first session of the Swaraj Party was held in Allahabad. The Swaraj Party won an absolute majority in the 1923 Central Legislative Assembly election with over 40 seats. Chitranjan Das was the first president of the Swaraj Party. Motilal Nehru was the first secretary of the Swaraj Party. The Swaraj Party lost its influence after the death of C.R. Das, Chitranjan Das in 1925. Next. This author-writer now writes in an Italian instead of English. Jhumpa Lahiri. Jhumpa Lahiri writes in Italian instead of English. In the mid 2000s, the Jhumpa Lahiri moved from America to Rome and began writing only in Italian. In 2016, Jhumpa Lahiri released a short book called In Atre Parole, explaining the attraction of writing in a new language. Jhumpa Lahiri. Born July 11, 1967, Jhumpa Lahiri is an American author best known for her short stories, essays, and novels in English and more recently in Italian. Jhumpa Lahiri won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction for her debut collection of short stories, Interpreter of Maladies. Maladies in 1999. Interpreter of Maladies in 1999. Jhumpa Lahiri's first novel, The Namesake 2003, was adapted into the popular film of the same name. Jhumpa Lahiri novels include The Namesake 2003, The Lowland 2013, Do Mi Trovo in Italian 2018, Whereabouts 2021. Vikram Seth is an Indian novelist and poet who received several awards such as Padma Shri, Sahitya Academy Award, Pravasi Bharatiya Samman, W.H. Smith Literary Award, Crossword Book Award. Kiran Desai is an Indian-born American author whose novel The Inheritance of Loss 2006 became an international bestseller and won the 2006 Booker Prize. Arundhati Roy is an Indian author best known for her novel The God of Small Things, which won the Man Booker Prize for Fiction in 1997. Next. The autobiography The Taste of My Life is of Yuvraj Singh. The Taste of My Life is written by Yuvraj Singh. Golden Hat Trick. Golden Hat Trick is written by Balveer Singh. Golden Hat Trick written by Balveer Singh. Idols written by Sunil Gavaskar. Idols written by Sunil Gavaskar. How I Play Golf written by Tiger Woods. How I Play Golf written by Tiger Woods. Sunny Days written by Sunil Gavaskar. Sunny Days written by Sunil Gavaskar. Cricket My Style Kapil Dev. Cricket My Style Kapil Dev. Playing It My Way Sachin Tendulkar. Playing It My Way Sachin Tendulkar. Next. Tropic of Cancer does not pass through the middle of this state, Bihar. Tropic of Cancer in India passes through 8 states: Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura, Mizoram. ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर 8 स्टेट से जाता है, वो है राजस्थान, गुजरात, मध्य प्रदेश, छत्तीसगढ़, झारखंड, वेस्ट बंगाल, त्रिपुरा एंड मिजोरम. Tropic of Cancer does not pass through the state of Bihar. The Tropic of Cancer is an imaginary line that is at an angle of 23.50 degree, मतलब 23.5 degree. Tropic of Cancer is north of the equator, which passes through the middle of India. The Tropic of Cancer passes through 17 countries and India is one of them. Next, what is the Brahmaputra river called in Bangladesh? Jamuna. Brahmaputra river को बांग्लादेश में जमुना कहा जाता है. The Brahmaputra river enters India through Tibet via Arunachal Pradesh and flows through Assam and Bangladesh before joining the Bay of Bengal. At an altitude of 5,300 meters, the Brahmaputra river originates from the Kailash ranges of Himalayas. The catchment area of the Brahmaputra in Tibet is 293,000 square kilometers. In Arunachal Pradesh, Brahmaputra is known by the name Dihang. The Brahmaputra enters India through the west of Sadia town in Arunachal Pradesh. Brahmaputra is called Jamuna in Bangla and Bangladesh and Sangpo in China and Tibet. The Padma River is main channel of the big Ganges river in Bangladesh. गंगा को क्या कहते हैं? पद्मा रिवर. Next, which part of the Indian Constitution deals with the policy directing elements for the state? Part 4. Which part of the Indian Constitution deals with the policy directing elements for the state? Part 4. The directive principles of state policy of India are guidelines or principles given to the institutions to govern India and provided for in Part 4, Article 36 to 51 of the Constitution of India. The source of the concept of directive principles of state policy is the Spanish Constitution, which is derived from the Irish Constitution. The concept of DPSP emerged from Article 45 of the Irish Constitution. Article 40. The state shall take steps to organize village panchayats as units of self-government. Article 49. The state shall protect every monument or place of artistic or historic interest. Article 50. The state shall take steps to separate the judiciary from the executive in the public services of the state. Next. Which schedule of the Indian Constitution deals with languages? Schedule 8. Schedule 8 of the Indian Constitution deals with languages. Languages included in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Initially, there were 14 official languages. Now there are 22 official languages in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Bodo, Dongri, Maithili and Santhali were added to it by the 92nd Amendment Act of 2003. Next. देखिए अब शेड्यूल्स हम लोग देखते हैं. शेड्यूल्स और प्रोविजन. फर्स्ट शेड्यूल ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, द लिस्ट ऑफ स्टेट्स एंड यूनियन टेरिटोरीज एंड देयर टेरिटोरीज. क्लियर है. शेड्यूल सेकेंड ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन provides the provisions about allowances, privilege, emoluments. Schedule 3rd of the Indian Constitution provides the forms of oaths or affirmations. Schedule 4th of the Indian Constitution provide provisions as to the allocation of seats in the Council of States. Schedule 5th of the Indian Constitution provisions as to the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. Schedule 6th of the Indian Constitution provisions as to the administration of tribal areas in the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution, the union list and the state list and the concurrent list. 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution, the list of recognized languages. 9th schedule of the Indian Constitution, provisions as to the validation of certain acts and regulations. Schedule 10th of the Indian Constitution, provisions as to disqualification on the ground of defection. Schedule 11th, the powers, authority and responsibilities of panchayats. Schedule 12th, the powers, authority and responsibilities of municipalities. Clear? Next. For how many years was Dr. Rajendra Prasad the president? 12 years. Rajendra Prasad was the first president of the Republic of India, 1950 to 62. Rajendra Prasad was also a companion of Mahatma Gandhi at the beginning of the non-cooperation movement for independence and was the president of the Indian National Congress 1934, 1939 and 1947. In 1957, Rajendra Prasad was re-elected to the presidency, becoming the only president to serve two full terms. Rajendra Prasad held the position for the longest period of about 12 years. Next. The source of the presidential election system in the Indian Constitution is the Constitution of country Ireland. The source of the presidential election system in the Indian Constitution is the Constitution of country Ireland. The source of the presidential election system in the Indian Constitution is the Constitution of Ireland. However, the removal process of president was borrowed from the US Constitution. Indian Constitution is a unique document drafted after the hard work of 2 years, 11 months and 18 days of the Constituent Assembly. Source: ऑस्ट्रेलिया से क्या क्या लिया गया है? ज्वाइंट सीटिंग ऑफ द टू हाउसेज ऑफ पार्लियामेंट कहाँ से लिया गया? ऑस्ट्रेलिया से. ज्वाइंट सीटिंग ऑफ द टू हाउसेज ऑफ पार्लियामेंट. कंकरेंट लिस्ट कहाँ से लिया गया है? ऑस्ट्रेलिया से. फ्रीडम ऑफ ट्रेड कहाँ से लिया गया है? फ्रीडम ऑफ ट्रेड, कॉमर्स और एंड इंटरकोर्स कहाँ से लिया गया है? ऑस्ट्रेलिया से लिया गया है. आयरलैंड से क्या क्या लिया गया है? डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ स्टेट पॉलिसी कहाँ से लिया गया है? आयरलैंड से. मेथड ऑफ इलेक्शन ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट कहाँ से लिया गया है? आयरलैंड से. नॉमिनेशन ऑफ मेंबर्स ऑफ टू राज्यसभा कहाँ से लिया गया है? आयरलैंड से. नेक्स्ट. ब्रिटेन से क्या क्या लिया गया है? सिंगल सिटीजनशिप कहाँ से लिया गया है? ब्रिटेन से. कैबिनेट सिस्टम कहाँ से लिया गया है? ब्रिटेन से. प्रेरोगेटिव रिट्स कहाँ से लिया गया है? ब्रिटेन से. पार्लियामेंट्री गवर्नमेंट कहाँ से लिया गया है? ब्रिटेन से. रूल ऑफ लॉ कहाँ से लिया गया है? ब्रिटेन से. बाइकैमरलिज्म कहाँ से लिया गया है? ब्रिटेन से. इम्पीचमेंट ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट कहाँ से लिया गया है? यूएसए से. रिमूवल ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट एंड हाई कोर्ट जजेज कहाँ से लिया गया है? यूएसए से. इंडिपेंडेंस ऑफ जुडिशियरी कहाँ से लिया गया है? यूएसए से. जुडिशियल रिव्यू कहाँ से लिया गया है? यूएसए से. यूएस. फंडामेंटल राइट्स कहाँ से लिया गया है? यूएस से. पोस्ट ऑफ वाइस प्रेसिडेंट कहाँ से लिया गया है? यूएस से. नेक्स्ट. कनाडा से क्या लिया गया है? अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ स्टेट गवर्नर्स बाय द सेंटर कहाँ से लिया गया है? कनाडा से. एडवाइजरी जुरिस्डिक्शन ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट कहाँ से लिया गया है? कनाडा से. फेडरेशन विथ ए स्ट्रॉन्ग सेंटर कहाँ से लिया गया है? कनाडा से. वेस्टिंग ऑफ रेसिडुअरी पावर्स इन द सेंटर कहाँ से लिया गया है? कनाडा से. जापान से क्या लिया गया है? प्रोसीजर इस्टेब्लिश्ड बाय लॉ कहाँ से लिया गया है? जापान से. एक चीज याद रखिए, रूल ऑफ लॉ ब्रिटेन से लिया गया है और प्रोसीजर इस्टेब्लिश्ड बाय लॉ वो जापान से लिया गया है. इलेक्शन ऑफ मेंबर्स ऑफ राज्यसभा कहाँ से लिया गया है? साउथ अफ्रीका से. एक चीज याद रखिए, ये क्या गया, नॉमिनेशन ऑफ मेंबर्स ऑफ टू राज्यसभा यह आयरलैंड से लिया गया है, लेकिन इलेक्शन ऑफ मेंबर्स ऑफ राज्यसभा यह साउथ अफ्रीका से लिया गया है. प्रोसीजर फॉर अमेंडमेंट इन द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लिया गया है साउथ अफ्रीका से. सोवियत यूनियन नाउ रसिया, वहां से लिया गया है फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज, आइडियल्स ऑफ जस्टिस इन प्रीम्बल, प्रियम्बल, ठीक है। क्या लिया गया है रसिया से? फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज एंड आइडियल्स ऑफ जस्टिस इन द प्रीएम्बल। अब देखिए जर्मनी से क्या लिया गया है? सस्पेंशन ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट्स ड्यूरिंग इमरजेंसी, वह जर्मनी से लिया गया है। सस्पेंशन ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट्स ड्यूरिंग इमरजेंसी जर्मनी से लिया गया है। फ्रांस से क्या लिया गया है? आइडियल्स ऑफ लिबर्टी, इक्वलिटी एंड फ्रेटर्निटी इन द प्रीम्बल। फ्रांस से क्या लिया गया? आइडियल्स ऑफ लिबर्टी, इक्वलिटी एंड फ्रेटर्निटी इन द प्रीम्बल। नेक्स्ट, how many members of the Lok Sabha was nominated by the president? Two. How many members of Lok Sabha was nominated by the president? Two. The maximum strength of the house is 552 members. 530 members to represent the state, 20 members to represent the union territory. Between 1952 and 2020, two seats were reserved for members of the Anglo-Indian community in the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Parliament of India. Both these members were nominated by the President of India on the advice of Government of India. In January 2020, the Anglo-Indian reserved seats in the Parliament and State Assemblies of India were closed by the 126th Constitutional Amendment Bill of 2019, when it was enacted as the 104th Constitutional Amendment Act 2019. Hence, we conclude that a maximum of 0 members in Lok Sabha were nominated and elected. This is official Bihar SSC Inter-Level PYQ 2017. At that time, 2 members of the Lok Sabha are nominated by the President. Clear? And next. Who presented the Sarvodaya scheme to the government in the 1950? Jai Prakash Narayan. Jai Prakash Narayan presented the Sarvodaya scheme to the government in 1950. Jai Prakash Narayan presented the Sarvodaya scheme to the government in 1950. The Sarvodaya scheme was inspired by the Gandhian plan and the Sarvodaya idea of Vinoba Bhave. Sarvodaya plan emphasized agriculture and small and cottage industries and also self-reliance and little reliance on foreign capital and technology. Some of the Sarvodaya plan's approved ideas gained popularity when the Indian government promoted 5 year plans. The Gandhian plan was formulated by Sriman Narayan Agarwal in 1944. The Bombay Plan was formulated by J.I.D. Tata, Purushottam Das, Thakur Das and G.D. Birla in 1944 to 45. The People's Plan was formulated by M.N. Roy in 1945. Clear? And next. Which of the following shares the shortest land border with India? Myanmar. Myanmar shares the shortest land border with India. India shares its land border with China, Pakistan, Myanmar, Bangladesh and Nepal. Bangladesh is the country with which India shares its largest land border. Next. India has a land border of 15,106.7 km and a coastline of 7,516.6 km. The length of its land border with neighboring countries is as follows. बांग्लादेश के साथ सबसे ज़्यादा 4096.7 किलोमीटर बॉर्डर लेंथ है। चाइना के साथ 3488 किलोमीटर, पाकिस्तान के साथ 3323 किलोमीटर, नेपाल के साथ 1751 किलोमीटर, म्यांमार के साथ 1643 किलोमीटर, भूटान के साथ 699 किलोमीटर, अफगानिस्तान के साथ 106 किलोमीटर। नेक्स्ट. At present, the foreign direct investment limit for railway infrastructure is 100%. At present, the foreign direct investment limit for railway infrastructure is 100%. At present, 100% foreign direct investment is allowed in railway infrastructure. The 100% FDI, foreign direct investment in railway infrastructure, will be cleared through an automatic route without approval from the Foreign Investment Promotion Board. A foreign investment can invest up to 100% in most segments of railway infrastructure such as locomotive and rolling stock and dedicated freight lines, suburban rail, metro rail, passenger terminals, railway electrification, etc. Sectors and foreign direct investment limits. देखिए ब्रॉडकास्टिंग एंड कंटेंट सर्विसेज में फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट लिमिट कितना है 49%। बैंकिंग एंड पब्लिक सेक्टर में फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट लिमिट कितना है 20%। इंश्योरेंस कंपनी में फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट लिमिट कितना है 49%। थर्मल पावर में फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट लिमिट कितना है 100%। डिफेंस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट लिमिट्स कितना है 100%। प्राइवेट सेक्टर बैंक्स में फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट लिमिट कितना है 74%। पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स में फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट लिमिट कितना है 20%। एसेट्स रिकंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनीज में फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट लिमिट्स कितना है 100%। एयरपोर्ट ग्रीन फील्ड प्रोजेक्ट्स में 100% एफडीआई लिमिट्स है। नेक्स्ट, Lorenz curve determines the income inequality of the people of a country. Lorenz curve जो है determines the income inequality of the people of a country. Lorenz curve determines the income inequality of the people of a country. It is a graphical representation of the distribution of income or wealth within a population. Lorenz curve is a graphical representation of the distribution of income or wealth within a population. The Lorenz curve graph plots the percentiles of the population on the horizontal axis according to income or wealth. Lorenz curve in 1905 for representing inequality of wealth distribution. The Gini coefficient is a statistical measure of inequality that describes how equal or unequal income or wealth is distributed in a country. Next, Kuznets curve. Kuznets curve जो है, Kuznets curve is a graphical representation of market forces and income as and when an income develops. Environmental Kuznets curve is a hypothesized relationship between environmental quality and economic development. Laffer curve tells about the theoretical relationship between rates of taxation and the resulting levels of the government's tax revenue. Phillips curve जो है, Phillips curve states that inflation and unemployment have a stable and inverse relationship. Next, when was the National Highway Scheme started? 1995. The National Highways Authority of India was constituted by an Act of Parliament in 1988 under the administrative control of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. National Highways Authority of India is a central authority for the development, maintenance and management of national highways entrusted to by NHA, National Highway Authority of India. However, National Highway Authority became operational in February 1995. Next, what is the Yellow Revolution related to? Oil seeds. Yellow Revolution related to oil seeds. Yellow Revolution is related to oil seeds like mustard, groundnut, sesame, etc. Sam Pitroda is credited with the Yellow Revolution. This also resulted in a sudden increase in the production of edible oil due to the production of hybrid oil seeds. The Yellow Revolution started in 1986 to 87. Color. ब्लैक रिवॉल्यूशन पेट्रोलियम से रिलेटेड है, ब्लू रिवॉल्यूशन फिश से रिलेटेड है, ब्राउन रिवॉल्यूशन लेदर एंड कोका से रिलेटेड है, गोल्डन रिवॉल्यूशन हॉर्टिकल्चर और हनी से रिलेटेड है. नेक्स्ट, What percentage of coffee produced in India is exported? 70%. India exports over 70% of its coffee production and 30% are consumed domestically. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, India is the eighth largest exporter of coffee by volume. Italy and Germany are the main export destinations for Indian coffee. Italy and Germany together have purchased over 40% of Indian coffee. The climate in southern India is very suitable for high yielding of coffee seeds with good quality soil. Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu are the biggest coffee producing states in India. Karnataka accounted for 60% of the total production of coffee in the country. Robusta is the mainly produced coffee bean in Karnataka. Brazil, Vietnam, Colombia are the top three coffee producing countries in the world. Next, Durgapur steel plant was established with the help of England. Durgapur Steel Plant is one of the integrated steel plants of Steel Authority of India Limited located at Durgapur in eastern India. Eastern Indian state of West Bengal. Durgapur Steel Plant was established with the help of United Kingdom. Rourkela Steel Plant was established in collaboration with the German firm. Rourkela Steel Plant started in 1961. The Bhilai Steel Plant was established in September 1955 with technical assistance from the Soviet Union. Next, in which year budget was GST first mentioned? In which year budget was GST first mentioned? 2006 to 7 budget. GST was first mentioned in the 2006 to 7 budget. Union Finance Minister in 2006-7 budget speech announced the introduction of GST from April 1, 2010. The introduction of goods and services tax is a very significant step in the field of indirect tax reforms in India. Currently, the types of GST in India are CGST, Central Goods and Services Tax, SGST, State Goods and Services Tax, and IGST, Integrated Goods and Services Tax. In 2000, PM conceptualized GST and set up a committee to design the GST model. In 2003-4, FRPM committee was formed which recommended the introduction of GST. In 2006, Union Finance Minister in the 2006-7 budget speech announced the introduction of GST from 1st April 2010. 2009, the first discussion paper on GST was released. 2011 Constitution 115th Amendment Bill 2011 for incorporating relevant provision of GST introduced in Parliament. In 2011-13, GST bill referred to a standing committee. In 2014, the Constitution 115th Amendment Bill lapsed with the dissolution of the 15th Lok Sabha, necessitating a fresh constitutional amendment bill. In 2014-15, the Constitution 102nd Amendment GST Bill 2014 was introduced and passed in May 2015. Next. In August 2016, the Constitution 101st Amendment Act was enacted. September 2016, constitutional changes made wide 101st Amendment comes into force. GST Council created. First GST Council meeting held. May 2017, GST Council recommended all the rules. 1st July 2017, GST launched. Next. What was the name of the State Bank of India before nationalization? Imperial Bank of India. Imperial Bank of India was one of the oldest and largest commercial banks in the Indian subcontinent and was later changed to the State Bank of India in 1955. Initially by its royal charter, it served as the central bank for India. The headquarters of SBI State Bank of India is in Mumbai. Bank of India is an Indian nationalized bank. Bank of India is owned by the Ministry of Finance, Government of India, headquartered at Bandra Kurla Complex, Mumbai. Established in 1906, Bank of India was been owned by the government since its nationalization in 1969. The Bank of Madras was one of the three presidency banks in British India, along with the Bank of Bengal and Bank of Bombay. Bank of Madras was established on 1st July 1843 through the amalgamation of several existing regional banks and headquartered in Madras. The Bank of Bombay was second of the three presidency banks of the Raj period. The Bank of Bombay was established on 15 April 1840 according to the Charter of the British East India Company. Next. We are the middle 2016 of this 5-year plan, 12th 5-year plan. Its duration is from 2012 to 2017 under the leadership of Manmohan Singh. 12th 5-year plan main theme is faster, more inclusive and sustainable growth. 12th 5-year plan growth rate target was 8%. The NDA government has dissolved the Planning Commission, which has been replaced by the Niti Aayog. Thus, there was no 13th 5-year plan. However, a 5-year defense plan was created. It is important to note that Niti Aayog documents have no financial role. They are only policy guide maps for the government. Next. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. Total 50 questions of जनरल स्टडीज हम लोग ने कंप्लीट कर लिया है, ठीक है, जो कि फरवरी 2007 में कराया गया था बिहार एसएससी में. थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग, थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग, लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब.